Hello, thanks for stopping by the MAC weather page for this Friday, February 3rd, and we've got a pretty dynamic storm that's going to be heading this way as we get into early next week, possibly beginning Monday night into Tuesday, and it would last into Wednesday and Thursday. And right now, it looks like we could again still see either heavy rain, maybe thunderstorms, freezing rain, snow. It's looking more and more likely like the heaviest snow is going to be across northern Michigan. I think we could start off here in central Michigan with a period of snow, maybe a couple of inches. Then it would change to freezing rain, and we could see quite a bit of icing here take place once you get north of Lansing into Tuesday morning. Then we change the rain, and then back to a wind-whipped snow and snow showers for Wednesday night into Thursday, and it could be another couple of inches on top of that. Again, the heaviest snow looks like it'll be off into northern lower Michigan, back into the UP. Again, plenty of time for this to change, though, so nothing's etched in stone by any certainty. But far as southeast lower Michigan, far southern lower Michigan, you could start off with a brief period of freezing rain, but it would probably change over to rain there. So if we look at the headlines again, we got a chance of a few flurries here today, and then maybe a little bit of light snow across central and northern Michigan as we get into Saturday night and Sunday, with trace to 2-inch amounts, probably closer to a trace to 1-inch amount across places in MAC like Newaygo and Breckenridge. But again, most of the snow will be off in northern Michigan, and then that big winter storm we'll watch as we get into next week. And again, the biggest impacts looks like it'll be around or north of I-96 as we get into early next week. As far as the normals for the day, our normal high is 28, the normal low is 10. Back in 1912, you can see we got down to 23 degrees below zero. If we look at the highest and warmest or coldest temperatures across the lower 48 yesterday, the warm spot 88 degrees at McAllen, Texas, and the low 24 below zero at Seeley Lake, Montana. If we look at the conditions around the MAC area yesterday, you can see temperatures were mainly in the low 20s to mid 20s, and then low 30s across far southeast lower Michigan. It'll be another chilly one out there today with highs struggling to get to 20 as we continue to see pretty cold northwest winds throughout the day. And we're now at 3.6 degrees below normal per day for the month of February. Again, just getting started, however. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, you can see temperatures mainly in the teens to around 20. Cold spots over in the thumb area down to 13, 14 degrees, and then over in Newaygo down to 12 degrees. So pretty chilly start out there, and that's a concern too. Even if we begin out this next storm with rain, we're going to have cold temperatures, frost coming up, and we could have some more very icy roads. You can see on satellite, this is our storm that's going to be developing into a new low as we get towards the southern and southwestern plains towards Missouri, and it'll head northeast towards the Great Lakes. And again, you can see it's a pretty dynamic storm out there. And again, as that moves off to the north, it's going to reform as it on the tail end of that front. And again, we expect that storm to come out of the southern plains and head right towards Michigan here early next week. You can see on this morning's weather map, low pressure system that's going to be moving to the east. That'll bring a little bit of snow again as we get into tomorrow night into Sunday. But again, no big deal, and mainly for northern lower Michigan. And you can see some lake effect continuing. And as we get into Sunday, that system will bring some snow across the northern lakes. Again, no big deal, however. But we'll begin to see our storm form out here in the west. It'll drop down and then move to the northeast as we get into early next week. This is the forecast where we had the cone of where that low would probably go between these two solid lines. Right now, the forecast is for that to be a little bit on the northern side of the center portion of the dashed line, which is the most anticipated forecasted storm track. And again, it's expected to be just a little bit north of that, and then I think it'll make a cut to the northeast, and instead of going to the north, a sharper turn to the north. I think the reason is we've got a big cold high pressure in Ontario that's going to be pooling down cold dry air, and that's going to be a classic setup for freezing rain as that low level cold dry air comes into the Great Lakes with the moisture streaming north. It's going to fall in the form of rain and then freeze on contact. So again, this could be a pretty dynamic storm as we get into very late Monday night into Tuesday morning. I would expect there's a good chance we could see a whole bunch of school closings for the day on Tuesday. And if we look at the precipitation over the next 7 days, again, I think we'll see this increase. It was about a ½ inch to 3/4. Now it's showing about 7/10 to 8/10 over the next 7 days. And I think when all is said and done, much of the area probably picks up better than an inch of precipitation in one form or another. And as far as the snowfall here over the next 72 hours, again, that system bringing mainly some light snow off in northern lower Michigan. again, our southern extent could come into the northern portions of Mount Calm and Gratiot County, but again, we don't expect a lot in the way of snow. Most of that be well off to the north. Much of this up here, lake effect. And if we look at the weather watch out there this morning, you got wind chill advisories out west. And again, for the Great Lakes, not a lot going on other than near Lake Superior, where we have lake effect snow advisories, and that also extends into Lake Erie and Ontario, where there are lake effect snow warnings for quite a bit of snow there. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.